Pete Ballmer, everyone! Come on for Jack, everybody! You also might have seen me right over there, so kind of a big deal, hell yeah. Doing well, things are going good for me. Recently found out that my hair is thinning. Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, we got one kind of maybe. Haven't gotten the diagnosis yet. It is. Okay, girlfriend speaks up. It is. All right. Well, I appreciate your honesty. You didn't have to say anything. Yeah, you still got a beard. I'm a man. No one can take that shit from me. You should see my pubes. No. I appreciate your honesty, though. I think, let me just say, as somebody who can see the tops of everybody's heads right now, we got some fucking liars in the house. My man in the hat, what are you hiding under there, big dog? Huh? Full head of hair. Fuck me. Okay. Cool. Could have guessed. A lot of curls. Remind me of this guy's pubes. No, I don't know him. I've been looking into baldness. They say that the baldness gene comes from your grandpa on your mom's side. Have you guys heard that? I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not, because I think that sounds like it was made up by a bunch of bald dads. You know, because like we don't know scientifically where in the family you get like your eyes or your nose, but it's like, yeah, if you start losing your hair, that's your mother's fault. You gotta pin that one on her. I like music a lot. A great joy for me is finding new songs. So I love how now on Spotify they have like the live feed where you can see what your friends are listening to at any given time. But like sometimes it's too much information. Like last week it was Thursday at 11 p.m. and one of my friends was listening to a playlist of his called Songs That Make Me Feel Happy No Matter What. And like the name alone is a bit of a cry for help. But then I clicked into it, and the first song on there was The Monster Mash. So, Jesus Christ, Mike. I had no idea you were going through this, man. Like, this guy's mental health is a graveyard smash. We gotta do something about this. Saw another one of my friends has a playlist called Songs to Plow To. And there's like a couple country songs on there, not enough for it to be a farming thing, you know. And let me just pull the room real quick. Ladies in the house tonight, make some noise if you think a guy having a playlist called Songs to Plow To is like a red flag. Okay, kind of a lot. And then make some noise if you think a guy having a playlist called Songs to Plow To is maybe like kind of hot. Fewer for sure. Well, it may interest you to know that the friend of mine whose playlist that is actually me, so. Even if you weren't into the concept, still a pretty good playlist if you like Eye the Tiger, so. Check it out. I have 3 roommates, love my roommates. We've been living in the same place, same people for 4.5 years, which is yeah, right? Like, whenever I tell someone in San Francisco who's like in their 20s that you've been living in the same place, same people for 4.5 years, they react as if they told you that you were homeschooled. They're just like, oh, well, I haven't met anyone like you before. Or, do you find that, like, developmentally you're all there? Or if it works, whatever, you know. Our roommate situation, we got 3 guys, 1 girl. 3 guys, 1 girl. Whenever people hear that, they're like, oh, 3 guys, 1 girl. That one girl must be chill to live with you pigs, right? And it's like, hey, maybe you ever considered that the 3 of us are just super clean and considerate? Huh? We're not, but neither is she. So it all works out, you know? I told my roommate's name is Jean. She's delightful. I told her the other day, I'm like, Jean, I have a joke where I mention you now. And she's like, oh, that's so nice. What's it about? I'm like, it's about how you're gross. She's like, oh, okay. All right. Our apartment is pretty messy, but I like it that way, right? Because it means that we're comfortable with each other, right? That we're like friendly, that the friendship's not going to end because I left the burner on the pan for 3 days. Maybe it should, but it's, you know, we're all right. And I don't know, like, you guys ever go over to someone who's like several roommates in their 20s and the apartment is just always spotless? They hate each other. Right? That friendship is one spilled Easy Mac away from total collapse. It's not stable. Some of you live in those apartments, and I am sorry. Please still go on dates with me. All right. I've been playing a lot of video games, and I don't know. Some of the new video games they come out with are like too realistic to the point where it's stressful to play. Like I was playing this kind of new game recently. It's called Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a cowboy game. I was cowboying it up, having a great time. And then at one point, I shot a bad guy, and he was bleeding everywhere, and he died. And that was fine. But then his daughter came out of the building behind him, saw what I had done, yelled, "Daddy!" and started crying. Why? Why did you have to put this in my recreational activity? Are you kidding me? Now I'm just sitting on my couch, stoned, covered in Cheez-It dust, getting PTSD, right? Can't imagine somebody would ask for that either, right? Like, I don't think they had a focus group where there was some guy who was like, yeah, Call of Duty, that was a pretty good game. But I feel like it'd be a lot better if they added more broken families. That's not the situation. I smoke weed. No, I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I smoke weed most days of the week. Whenever you hear someone say that they smoke weed most days of the week, that's how you know they smoke weed every day of the week. So we're very good at lying to ourselves. And sometimes I feel like I should smoke weed less, because like on the one hand, there have been some long-term studies that have shown that long-term marijuana usage is linked to erectile dysfunction and memory loss. But on the other hand, Snoop Dogg's had a long and prosperous career. I'm probably fine, right? And there's things I like about weed, right? Like I love going to dispensaries. It's very fun for me because that's one of the few retail locations where you can interact with someone who is currently working at their dream job. You know, like for most of the employees, that's not the situation, but sometimes you get like a 22-year-old dude. It's like their third job ever, and he's just like, he's still in the honeymoon phase of weed, so excited. He's like, okay, so this weed is gonna make you feel like you're ballroom dancing with the Keebler elves. And then this weed is gonna make you feel like you're drowning in chunky peanut butter, but like in a chill way. He's just gonna be like, oh, that's so cute, right? Like, he doesn't realize that once you're over 25, you just smoke weed to feel less, so. But go ahead, keep telling me about the purple dino rocket. I am very much in the market, so. For Christmas this year, I asked both of my parents to give me a book that they think I should read, right? And my mom gave me a book called Conversations with God. And then my dad gave me a book called Capitalism and Freedom. And I think that it's fun that they independently both went with the theme of something that I believe in, that I know my son kind of thinks is bullshit, right? And like capitalism, religion, a lot of similarities, right? Because they both kind of believe in some greater invisible force that works tirelessly to ensure the goodwill of Republicans, right? In both institutions, the closer you are to that force, the more likely you are to fuck a child, right? I shouldn't have said fuck, I'm sorry. You guys know, Epstein, I don't know. And I don't know, I think there's, I think a lot of people my age, myself included, blame capitalism and religion for most of the problems that we have going on in the world right now. But I think there's probably more nuance to both of those than I'm at least familiar with, that I could learn from these books, which is why I have decided to not read either of the books. Because what if they change my mind, right? I'm dating in San Francisco. I'm trying to find a 23 to 27-year-old girlfriend. I can't be rolling into Hinge dates sounding like Mitt Romney, right? Just sending texts, be like, hey, you free Wednesday? I was thinking we could either go to church or the Bank of America. What are we feeling? Growing up, my family had a lot of money, and I feel like you guys could tell. I feel like I look like I have rich parents, right? I got like a douchey Thomas the Tank Engine thing going on here, just... Like, I look like I've spent a lot of my life going, oh, just right. Thanks, mommy, right? And I was always very uncomfortable with the fact that, like, my parents were rich growing up, because, like, I feel like I didn't do anything to deserve the cushy upbringing that I had, so I always tried to be independent. I'm like, I want to work hard and, get things my own way. And so, like, I got my first smartphone when I was in 9th grade, but I made sure I told everyone. I was like, hey, this is my phone that I got with my money at my job. at the country club that my parents belong to. And like, I would have felt weirder about it, except like that was most of who was working there that summer. So I guess the takeaway is it's not immigrants who are coming for your job, it's just underqualified, well-connected rich kids. So we are evil. I played football in high school, and our team was terrible. Our coaches were awful. We had this one coach, and his thing is that sometimes he'd show up to practice and he'd be wearing like a pink sweater, and he'd walk around to all the players and he'd be like, "Today, I'm wearing pink to piss you off because pink doesn't belong on the football field." And at the time, I just like went along with it, right? I was like, "Yeah, I hate pink, I'm a boy. The only things I like are eating pussy and getting concussions." But looking back on it, I kind of think he just liked the way he looked in the sweater. Right? And you guys know how it can be with a new outfit. Sometimes you're a little sheepish. So I think if coaching football helped this man along in his journey of self-expression, that's a beautiful thing, right? He's still coaching. Would love to see where he's at now. I'd love to go back and he's just like, "Today, I'm wearing these dangly sapphire earrings to make you mad. I married my best friend Dave to piss you off." Also, Dave's a hell of an offensive coordinator. Used to be quite the tight end back in the day. I'm so bad, I know, I'm sorry. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much. Give it up for your host.